the situation is, well, let's just say Asmon is currently being a lot emotional and not really too rational. Yeah, exactly. He's being extremely emotional mostly about these things currently. I think that's because he's just kind of afraid what's going on in the space. He got into political space, and now he's refusing to debate Hassan. Hassan, idiot Piker. I mean, that should be an easy win. But Asmongold refused to debate him because he thinks he will lose. Yeah, most likely. That's just the reality of these things. And now we are stuck with videos like this that just don't look good, honestly.
What I would consider a generational level crash out in the Oval Office in front of the press with everybody there. Everybody watched it. Crazy crash out. Crazy. Yes, this is a global crash out.
Well, that's one way to describe it, I guess. If you hold these positions, oof,
man. And now we have the fallout. Here we go. In front of the entire world. Yep, everybody got to watch this happen.
And my source tonight is the Secretary of State who is in that room today, Marco Rubio. Thank you so much, Secretary Rubio, for being here. We just heard from President Zelensky. He said he does not think that he owes President Trump an apology for what happened inside the Oval Office today. Do you feel otherwise?
I do, because you guys don't see, you guys only saw the end. You saw what happened today. You don't see all the things that led up to this. Nope. So let me explain. The president's been very clear. He campaigned on this. He thinks this war should have never started. He believes, and I agree, that had he been president, it never would have happened. Now here we are. He's trying to bring an end to this conflict. We've explained very clearly what our plan is here, which is we want to get the Russians to a negotiating table. We want to explore whether peace is possible. They understand this. They also understand that this...
Yeah, exactly. Get the Russians to just get their troops out and voila, war ends. It's that simple. True.
Agreement that was supposed to be signed today was supposed to be an agreement that binds America economically to Ukraine, which to me, as I've explained, I think the president alluded to today, is a security guarantee in its own way, because we're involved. It's now us. It's our interests. That was all explained. That was all understood. And nonetheless, for the last 10 days, in every engagement we've had with the Ukrainians, there's been complications in getting that point across, including the public statements that President Zelensky has made.
See, this is what I thought was happening, is that, like, there's apparently some breakdown in communication where, like, things that are happening privately are clearly not what's happening publicly. That's what's going on. Marco said Zelensky was saying different things in meetings versus to the public. Yeah, no, I saw that. Because, like, that's the only way that I could explain it. Because, like, to see JD and Trump pop off like that out of nowhere, I was like, okay, there's got to be a reason for this, right? I mean, did they really just randomly get mad like that? Like, I don't know, maybe, right? Maybe. But still, I'd try to look for another reason at least, right? Because it just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, Asmongold with his inner sources, I guess, tried to find the reason. I don't know. This seems like a lot of pure raw emotion and not a lot of thinking or logic applied from Asmongold. It's actually quite disappointing. Like, that take told us absolutely nothing.
But they insist.
Yeah, it's just he's explaining how it feels. Exactly. He's just, oh, I don't feel this or that. Like, what are we? Feelings, or are we logical people? I want to be logical people, not just like, oh, I'm gonna say, I don't feel good about this. Bro, your feelings don't matter, sunshine.
Insisted on coming to D.C. This agreement could have been signed 5 days ago, but they insisted on coming to Washington, and there was should have been a very clear understanding. Don't come here and create a scenario where you're going to start lecturing us about how diplomacy isn't going to work. President Zelensky took it in that direction, and it ended in a predictable outcome as a result. It's unfortunate. That wasn't supposed to be this way, but that's...
Oh, wow, yeah, I mean, look at this. Asmongold's not even saying anything. That is cooked.
The path he chose, and I think, frankly, sends his country backwards in regards to achieving peace, which is what President Trump wants at the end of the day, is for this war to end. He's been as consistent as anyone can be about what his objective is here.
But what specifically do you want to see President Zelensky apologize for?
Well, apologize for turning this thing into the fiasco for him that it became. There was no need for him to go in there and become antagonistic. Look, this thing went off the rails. You were there, I believe.
To be fair, Zelensky saying that Putin is a murderer and a war criminal, it does put the United States in a bad position. And
well, at least Asmongold understands that Russia is America's ally, and it always has been. That mainstream lies don't affect none of this. I guess that's his point.
for him to say that he wants the United States to be on Ukraine's side, it does damage the ability for like them to negotiate. It does. It's factual. It is. It's factual. And that's the problem though, right? Is that like, I think that we all agree Putin's a piece of shit, right?
Oh, shit.
For sure. But saying it during the negotiation at the Oval Office is going to move you farther away.
Yeah, say it behind his back like a woman or something. I mean, again, Asmongold probably paints his nails after he's done streaming. It's surprising that today he decided to not wear my mom's bathrobe on his stream, which is fucking weird, dude. Have you noticed how he dresses like a woman most of the time? He's growing out the hair, he's painting the nails probably off stream. It's... yeah, that's how you get saying these things.
Away from getting that negotiation done.
He's an absolute weirdo sometimes. Yeah, he definitely is. And not in a good way weirdo. Like, he's fucking weird and lame sometimes with the stuff he says. I guess it makes sense why OTK booted him, because he just is toxic towards everyone.
Both of these things I'm pretty sure are true. That's how I see it.
Oh, Jesus.
That's where I'm at. Maybe I'm crazy.
It went off the rails when he said, let me ask you a question to the vice president. What kind of diplomacy are you talking about? Well, this is a serious thing. I mean, thousands of people have been killed. Thousands. And he talks about all these horrible things.
Ooh, Asmongold's not even going to say anything about that. That is wild.
Things that have happened to prisoners of war and children, all true.
Everyone knows about this moment, and everyone knows what is the right answer, and Asmongold's like, gotta just not say anything. What a coward. He knows which side is right here, and he's just like, not gonna interject.
All bad.
Oof.
This is what we're dealing with here. It needs to come to an end. We are trying to bring it to an end. The way you bring it to an end is you get Russia to the table to talk, and he understands that.
I wish that, like, I don't know if in this interview he's going to address this or not, but how the fuck do you think that Russia's going to come to the table to end this when they've broken a number of other deals in the past?
Oh, yeah, bad faith arguments are kind of wild here. It's true. What do you think? I mean, he already has said, like, what, 50 billion bad faith arguments about this whole position? Doesn't look like he understands what... yeah, it doesn't look like... it definitely looks like he's sometimes just wobbling off, really. Maybe he can't just pay attention to the video enough? I don't know, it definitely looks weird how he's like... They're talking about this, and Asmongold's like, "Oh yeah, how about this?" Yeah.
Like, I mean, because that's the main concern. Like, because he's not even addressing, like, why did Zelensky say that? Like, yes, Zelensky said that, but why did he say that? What, like, address the reason why.
Yeah, that just sounds like he wants to make America look bad, because this is a point that can only make America look bad and weak in the face of the world, and he's like, please address this. Make America look stupid. Make everyone in America look like a clown for supporting this. This is not what you should be doing. This is insane.
Attacking Putin, no matter how anyone may feel about him personally, forcing the president into a position where you're trying to goad him into attacking Putin, calling him names.
Yeah. Asmon has been saying a lot of things that make him just look vitriolic and hateful towards the American people recently. True. Absolutely 100% true. When he said, especially when he like said that he wants to see other people suffer. Like, the guy's a millionaire. What is a vocal? What is some woke rando who paints his nails and goes to campaign and Starbucks gonna affect his life? Nothing. But should he suffer? Yeah. Asmongold wishes that these people should all suffer for some magical thing that they have done. That is just psychotic behavior, honestly. Unironically wishing and just saying out loud, hey, I wish that all these people will suffer. physical, mental, and other harms is just psychotic behavior.
Maximalist demands about Russia.
Which, to be fair, I think
honestly, I think that just puts him on Hassan tier with that.
Marco Rubio makes a good point here, is that trying to get Trump to make negative comments about Putin publicly in front of everybody is something that is kind of manipulative. It is. And
is the truth ever manipulative? I am personally always for the truth. I do not want to obfuscate. I think the world is better when it's truthful. And I do not support Asmongold's positions of, oh, we should lie. Lying got us Biden, okay? And I'm pretty sure America did not enjoy Biden. Arrested in your own homes for evil memes? What are you, Britain?
The thing is that he can do that because the reality is, like, again, it's true, but at the same time, it could make him look bad.
Oof.
To pay for the
But Trump can
reconstruction.
publicly insult Zelensky? I'm trying to just be as, again, you're bringing in extra stuff. I didn't agree with Trump saying that about Zelensky either. I thought that was stupid for him to say that.
He will never really address this? Yeah. Asmon will definitely never address. I'm assuming you're thinking he as an Asmon will never address this. Yeah. Asmon will never go into these topics because it's too risky. He just wants to cover this, but he doesn't really care about America or anything. Because if he cared about America, I think that his positions would be so much obvious. But instead, we're getting this wibbly-wobbly, wishy-washy type of my dad wasn't at home when I was growing up type of deal. Pretty bad.
I know that a lot of people, whenever I provide commentary or I talk about any of these topics, people think that I'm on one side.
Because you are. Yeah.
I'm not. Tomorrow, I'm going to wake up and I'm going to do the same thing that I did today.
Oof.
My life will be relatively unchanged from any of these things.
Ooh.
I'm looking at them as fairly as I possibly can, and
yeah, that's low-key only something a millionaire would say, right?
if you guys think there's something I'm missing, that's fine, but don't ever convince yourself or delude yourself into me thinking this is a fucking play for points game. That's not how I look at it, and that's not how you should look at it either.
I mean, you have been playing for a lot of points, bro. I don't know. I don't know if I would say that. Kind of risky.
All the sorts of things that you talk about in a negotiation. Well, when you start talking about that aggressively, and the president's a deal maker. He's made deals his entire life.
It must be so strange to be an Asmongold fan and just get him say these things out loud, and you're like, yeah, it definitely must be, right? Asmongold subs are normal people for the most part, but sometimes Asmongold just goes too far and he... What does that mean? I think you misspelled something there. But I kind of think I get the point that you're saying. They're normal people, but sometimes he's just really hard to agree with when he does things like this. Because, I mean, yeah.
Life, you're not going to get people to the table. And so you start to perceive that maybe Zelensky doesn't want a peace deal. He says he does, but maybe he doesn't. And that active, open undermining of efforts to bring about...
I think that Marco Rubio is completely... I really hope that she asks, like, why is it a peace deal when they've broken peace deals in the past?
Oof.
That's the problem. The issue is that it's...
Well, I mean, maybe Asmon is right. When I look at Marco Rubio, I am kind of... I am looking at him like a guy who would look at a dick and say, yeah, that's pretty fucking feminine. Suck that bad boy right off, come in the mouth, and be like, I'm not even gay. True.
It's the definition of peace deal. He doesn't think that it is.
Peace is deeply frustrating for everyone who's been involved
Hopefully
in
he talks
communications
about it,
with them leading up to
I'll stop
today.
pausing and bring
I
up
think
that
But
we
can I
should
ask you-
apologize for wasting our time for a meeting that was going to end the way it did.
Yeah.
Ooh.
You yourself have said previously that Putin cannot be trusted in negotiations. That was the point.
Oh, there it
that
is.
President Zelensky
Smart to bring that up. It's really smart to bring that up.
was ultimately making during that conversation is that there cannot be an agreement without security guarantees because he was talking about all the ceasefire agreements before or agreements that Putin has just blown past.
Yeah.
I mean, do you still feel that way, that Putin cannot be trusted in these negotiations?
Well, I was there yesterday when the president said in front of the media that our approach is going to be trust but verify. President Trump's made deals his entire life.
How does that work?
He's not going to get suckered into some deal that's not a real deal.
Let's assume that's true.
Ooh, assume.
Ukraine in 4 years will then have this problem after Trump is gone. That's the issue. The issue is that this deal being contingent on Trump is building a castle on sand, because the U.S. presidents rotate all of the time.
Yeah, so effectively he's saying Trump is the security, but it's kind of strange because he's saying, yeah, Trump is going to sacrifice American lives for a country they can't pinpoint if anything goes south, but the next presidency is maybe not going to be willing to start World War III? That is wild.
And again, like, I don't think that they want to take a 4-year
bad take? Yeah, definitely bad take. Jesus.
Armistice effectively for this, or ceasefire, and then immediately after the new person comes in, maybe the new person will be even more tough than Trump is, or maybe it'll be another Biden. We don't know yet.
That's a lot of nothing being said right there. Maybe this, maybe that. Shit, if I had to live my life like a bitch, maybe this, maybe that, I would not be living. Let me tell you right there. Now, boys, every man has a limit, and, oh, maybe this, maybe that is just, count me out. That is just too much of a bitch thing, okay?
Understand this. We understand it on our end for certain. And so the goal here is to get to a place.
Third term?
We have to explore whether peace is possible. I've said this
Yes.
repeatedly. I don't know. I think it is based
8
on
years.
what
Oh shit, 8 years. By the way, that would completely destroy the Constitution of America, which is already on feeble feet currently. It needs a lot of fixing currently to make it be rock solid. But doing that is effectively just throwing it out the window. That is not something like that is not something the majority of American people would want to even attempt it. That is just treason against everything that is American and American values. That is just throwing your tax dollars out the window.
they've said so far, but we have to explore that. How else is this war going to end? I ask people, what is the European plan?
Radical opinions are normal, sadly. Yeah, seems like it. I mean, saying fuck the Constitution, yeah, definitely an Asmongold thing. Remember that one time? This was like a year ago. I made a video about that because it was fucking funny. Asmongold is like, oh yeah, I'm pro-gun. Can you open carry? No. Can you conceal carry? No. Obviously, no. That's dangerous. Can you have a gun outside of your house? No. Can you have a gun inside your house? Well, for self-defense, but not shotgun. That's dangerous. Maybe a handgun. Maybe a handgun. And, bro, when that is your stance against the Second Amendment, like Asmongold's, shit, son, you're not in a good position. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. It's sad, but it's just being objective. Anyway, I think we're done here. 10 out of 10. Bye.